thankful for just being allowed to sit up in a box with the opposing, the owner of the opposing team to allow the dad of the quarterback on the opposing team to sit in his box. Like, how many times did that happen? Like, that is unbelievable, man. So I'm so thankful and appreciative for that opportunity. And
You won't believe this actually happened. 1 minute, the NFL rumor mill was spinning like a broken washing machine. The next, the Raiders owner kicked the door off the hinges with a move so loud it rattled Deion Sanders' sunglasses. Shedeur Sanders just went from promising storyline to full-blown shockwave. Phones lit up, jaws dropped, and the football universe collectively spilled its popcorn. What sparked this bold gamble, and why did it leave Coach Prime stunned into silence? Textbooks.
There's no doubt he is different, right? Like, we can't deny that he has a different way about him, which is what I think makes him so unique. It's why I think he has the fan base that he has.
He has had success at each of these levels. Now, people look at the overall record and go, again, they were a 1-11 football team before Travis Hunter, his father, got there. He's made an impact at every level.
The football universe didn't just blink. It tripped, spilled its drink, and stared at the ceiling, trying to figure out how it got there. One moment. Cleveland fans were still processing the miracle of a rookie. Quarterback finally snapping a 29-year curse.
First time I've ever watched him play without me on the sideline. I've never seen him play without me coaching him, so that was strange, but it was good and it was healthy, because I was just in straight dad mode. I wasn't in coach mode, and I loved that I was able to see him gain the first victory.
Were you a nervous wreck at all?
No.
You couldn't do anything about it?
No.
If you're enjoying, please subscribe. Shedeur Sanders to the channel, it helps more than you think. The next moment, the internet realized Deion Sanders wasn't sitting with family, his friends, former teammates, or anyone remotely connected to the Browns. He was lounging comfortably in the personal luxury box of the Raiders owner. The Raiders?
That was just jokes, man. That was jokes. A lot of people took that out of context, but you understand the past 6-7 months been hard, so I want to definitely be thankful that I am able to work out with those guys, and knowing I do have a great defense, and knowing I came this far. So I was truly amazed. I was truly happy, of course, in that moment that, the work has been paying off. But I'm not comfortable. First and foremost, I got God, so through that, he's able to protect me through everything. But we're in a good moment now, and I don't like looking back. I don't like looking back at the past,
The same team Shedeur was actively torching while rewriting Cleveland history. Celebration instantly turned into side-eye. And just like that, a wholesome football story mutated into a full-blown NFL conspiracy hour.
Look, bro, he broke some records, man. You know what I'm saying? He is the first quarterback, man, since 1995 to start for the Browns and win their first game. So we got to give him love there, man. And, bro, they done had 42 quarterbacks, okay, since 99, all right?
Listen to this. They had 42 quarterbacks since 1999. That's almost as many presidents that we've had in the country.
And since 95, he was the first quarterback to come in their first game, full game.
Shedeur didn't just debut, he arrived. Calm, efficient, unfazed by the moment, 11 completions. Over 200 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 mistake that barely mattered. And a clean win that Cleveland hadn't seen from a rookie quarterback since people were still renting VHS tapes. Because while Shedeur was busy making defenders look half a step slow, his father was sitting in climate-controlled comfort. Beside the one man in the stadium with the power to detonate a franchise-altering move with a single pen stroke. No crowded suite. No chaotic family section. No random press box chair. Straight into the private football penthouse of Mark Davis himself. Across the league, front offices move like paranoid chess masters. Every seat choice, every handshake, every hallway conversation is filtered through the fear of tampering rules. conflicts of interest, and the appearance of divided loyalty. The NFL isn't a place where you casually swap popcorn with the opposing team's owner during a live game, especially when that opposing team is playing the quarterback you happen to be emotionally, politically, and professionally attached to. But that's exactly what unfolded in a loud, unapologetic fashion.
Places that he's gone that has immediately raised the level of success and raised the profile of those places. The NFL is a different level of competition. And I think where it started to set in for him was the game against Baltimore, where he sat there on the bench after the game, where Rex Ryan ripped him for it. But I think it sat in going, this is going to be a lot harder than even you would ever realize. The NFL has that way of doing it. I don't need to humble him. You don't need to humble, and you're not calling for it. I don't think we need to.
Now picture this from the Raiders' locker room perspective. Players taping their wrists, locking into game mode, fully focused on stopping a Browns rookie. Somewhere in the back of their minds, there's the invisible presence of the boss upstairs sharing a luxury box with the quarterback's father. Even if nothing inappropriate is happening, the vibes alone are enough to raise eyebrows. Football is built on control, perception, and psychological edges. And that box became the loudest invisible storyline of the night. Then, as the dust settled, the theories arrived on horseback. The simplest one came crashing in first. Mark Davis wasn't just hosting. Mark Davis was scouting with benefits. A private suite gives privacy. Privacy gives opportunity. And the timing? Absolutely disrespectful to coincidence. The Raiders, for years now, have been stuck in quarterback purgatory. Not bad enough to be erased from relevance, not good enough to feel settled. Temporary fixes. Rotating starters. Ceiling limited options that never quite look like the guy. The franchise moved cities, built a futuristic stadium, turned the desert into a football showcase, but forgot to install the one position that turned spectacle into dynasty.
It's officially safe to say we know which NFL game had the attention of President Trump after he took to Truth Social to praise Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Trump made sure to remind people that he was not surprised that Sanders led the Browns to a 24-10 win after criticizing NFL teams during the draft for not picking up Deion's son. He said, quote, Shedeur Sanders was great. Wins first game, career start as a pro for Cleveland. Great genes, I told you so. Sanders went 11 for 20 with 209 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. This also marks the first time a Browns quarterback has been victorious in their debut since 1990.
And suddenly, here comes Shedeur. Young, composed, marketable, and attached to a last name that sells itself like luxury brand ink. From a football standpoint, the fit makes dangerous amounts of sense. The Raiders have weapons. They have speed. They have playmakers desperate for consistency. Plug a quarterback with poise into that system, and suddenly the rebuild stops. It's feeling like a treadmill and starts feeling like a runway. From a business standpoint, the fit is outright sinful. Shedeur in Las Vegas would print money with no off switch. For a rookie who just accomplished what no Cleveland quarterback managed in nearly 3 decades, that rumor hit like an uninvited plot twist. Nothing unsettles a young quarterback faster than the invisible presence of his replacement being scouted in the background. It's football's version of emotional avoidant behavior. You show surface-level support while quietly shopping for alternatives.
It's not there anymore, bro. It's just not there anymore. So let's just get that out the way. But you should do Sanders, and you connect with Vaughn after scrambling out to your right, avoiding the blitz, and you throw that 52-yard touchdown pass. You throw the swing pass, and you get a 66-yard, another touchdown there as well. I give credit where credit is due to Sampson. It is. I give credit where credit is due, because obviously the first week was awful. 25% completion percentage last week when he came in. This week, 55% completion, 47 yards passing. This time, 2,200.
And that uncertainty changes everything. Confidence cracks. The room feels different. The leash shortens, even when performance doesn't. And for Deion Sanders, that kind of mixed messaging doesn't land quietly. This isn't a father who sits back and lets front offices shuffle his son through corporate probability charts. His entire brand is built on control of narrative, control of movement, control of environment. If Cleveland is already flirting with the idea of drafting over Shedeur before his rookie season even breathes fully, that isn't just a football decision. That's a signal, and Deion is fluent in signals. Now reframe that luxury box with that reality layered on top. 2 hours of uninterrupted privacy. And if he sees Shedeur as the missing keystone to the Raiders' long-term relevance, no theoretical risk would scare him off. That's where the chessboard gets messy. Shedeur was originally a 5th-round pick. Cheap assets, low investment, quiet expectations. But NFL value isn't measured by draft slot once the game starts. It's measured by performance under pressure.
While I was watching the game on Sunday, all I could think to myself is, man, how much better would Shedeur be if you had put the effort, the focus, the development, the commitment into Shedeur the way you had Dylan.
Yeah.
I'll also say that when you don't come out and dispel, you just take the easy win, right? Because that's the whole point with Shedeur is on the field, take the easy wins when they're there, and then take your shots down the field.
I think we'll get there, by the way.
I do too, but I think this was an easy win for Shedeur.
And Shedeur's debut didn't look like a developmental project. It looked like someone who already belongs. That shifts his trade value from mid-round token to premium currency almost overnight. Cleveland wouldn't just ask for a polite return. They'd be talking first-round conversations, possibly more. And the Raiders, desperate for a cornerstone quarterback, are one of the few franchises that might actually blink last in that staring contest. But Cleveland's problem isn't just whether they can get value. The opening of a back channel that doesn't technically exist on paper but becomes very real in practice. Meanwhile, Las Vegas fans are already whispering destiny into the desert air. Silver and black mythology loves nothing more than a bold identity shift. A young quarterback with a famous name walking into a flashy city that thrives on reinvention? That's branding fuel. That's storyline gasoline. That's the kind of narrative the league secretly loves because it prints engagement without even trying.
There was some ridiculous stat, I don't have it in front of me, that Cleveland Brown quarterbacks, their first start were like 0-748. Shedeur comes in with this circus around him and beats up on the Raiders. Your Raiders are pathetic, coach. You said you wanted to put a fork in your eyes watching them. Can you read anything into Shedeur, who, by the way, after the game, he kind of did his version of, we're talking about practice? Imagine a year of practice, I'll be dangerous. What did we think of Shedeur's?
From a football mechanic standpoint, the Raiders wouldn't even need to rebuild everything around him. They already have pieces that can shine with consistency. A reliable quarterback elevates receivers without even touching the roster. Protection improves. Play calling expands. The entire perception of the franchise shifts. Suddenly, a team that once felt stuck becomes a project with direction. And Shedeur isn't some unknown college lottery ticket. He's already handled real NFL heat. He stood inside collapsing pockets. He managed the clock. He delivered throws with anticipation instead of panic. And Deion's public gratitude afterward didn't cool the conversation. It accelerated it. On the surface, it read like politeness. Underneath, it positioned the relationship in daylight. That shifts leverage without ever stating intention. It lets Cleveland know options are present. It lets Las Vegas know interest is visible. And it lets the entire league know that Shedeur's future is not a closed book. That's a
pass last night, yesterday. Give credit where credit is due. It was really, really good to see him perform, for him to have the opportunity after a few days of practice, like he pointed out, to really, really showcase his skill. And then you look at him. He's bigger than Dillon Gabriel. He clearly has a better arm, can spread field better, can throw the deep ball. Okay, so he showed you some of the things as to why we were talking about him coming out of Colorado before he fell to being a 5th-round pick. Here's the only thing.
That's a power move without looking like one. Now imagine the internal reaction inside Cleveland's building after all this noise. A rookie wins his debut. The fan base explodes with optimism. The national narrative flips and immediately whispers tie him to another franchise with more long-term clarity and less emotional baggage. That kind of pressure forces conversations that most teams prefer to delay. Commitment talks, timeline discussions, development roadmaps. Once those start, everything tightens. If Cleveland hesitates too long, the perception will harden that they don't fully believe. And perception, in modern NFL politics, becomes its own form of leverage. Of course, it's entirely possible that nothing speculative ever materializes. It's possible Mark Davis was simply being gracious. It's possible Deion simply wanted to watch without the emotional chaos of sideline pacing. It's possible it truly was just football hospitality with no hidden contract language scribbled on cocktail napkins. The problem with that explanation isn't that it's impossible. It's that the NFL doesn't survive on pure innocence.
I think maybe it's that thing that when you do it, even if it's not 100% true, or again, you're just playing the media game, there are benefits there that all of a sudden the Browns relax a little bit more of like, oh, hey, they kind of covered us there. All right, maybe that buys you a little more leeway and buys you a little bit more trust. And I just think like that was an easy win. It's not a big deal he didn't take it, but that was an easy win that if you just put that all the way to the bed, and even though you know in your heart of hearts what the truth is, maybe it starts to help you with whatever asinine fear.
It survives on calculated restraint. And in a league where even the appearance of divided interest triggers investigations, that luxury box felt like a flare shot into a dark sky. Visible, loud, impossible to ignore. The trade deadline is already slammed shut, which only adds fuel to the slow burn tension. There's nothing that can legally happen now. Everything that can happen must live in the shadows until the offseason. That lag time turns speculation into suspense. It allows narratives to marinate. It gives both sides room to evaluate from a distance without facing immediate pressure. Cleveland gets months to watch Shedeur evolve. Las Vegas gets months to measure its own quarterback landscape. The moment where the camera accidentally caught the trailer before the movie dropped, and if no domino falls, it will still stand as one of the most bizarre intersections of power, parenting, and professional football optics the league has seen in years. Because one way or another, it shattered the illusion that Shedur's future is locked to one city.
Like Browns, man. If you're a Browns fan, you got a Shedeur, right? The Browns ain't been talked about like this ever.
Since Bernie Kosar.
You got a guy over there sitting there, man, that's the fans want to see. Media's talking about him every goddamn. It's like this. It's like Cowboys, the Eagles, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Shedeur. And I was like, I said it early when I was doing football stuff. I was like, if you step back, if you're Gabriel, you don't want to go in before Shedeur.
It turned a debut into a debate. It turned a win into a warning shot. And it turned a proud dad in a stadium into the quiet centerpiece of the NFL's most intriguing chess match. Cleveland now faces an uncomfortable reality. Keep riding the rookie wave while rumors swirl. Commit fully and silence speculation. Or hesitate and watch the gravity slowly pull attention west toward the desert. Las Vegas faces a different question. Gamble on the known rising talent. Or wait for the next draft mirage and hope it materializes under the Vegas lights. And Shedeur, caught between both worlds, now lives in the strange limbo where every throw counts twice, once for the team he plays for, and once for the team that might be quietly watching from a luxury box 10 stories above. And whether that luxury box moment was pure hospitality or the soft opening of a blockbuster NFL power move, the damage is already done in the most entertaining way possible. Because now everyone is watching the sideline, the scoreboard, and the suite upstairs at the same time.